for Bhavi's here. Hi everybody, good evening and welcome to the chat. We are just going to give 2 minutes for people to join in and then we'll begin the session. Nice to meet you all. You can all introduce yourselves in the chat so that we all get to know each other and which part of the world we're joining from, and maybe something that you find very interesting. Hi Lordana, welcome. Nice to see you here.
कुछ नहीं होता.
Hi Kiran, good to meet you. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Hi Darky, we saw you in yesterday's chat. Thank you for joining back in today. Hi Katrina, hi Srijana. Hi Shilpa. Okay, people are still joining in. So I'm just let's just give it a minute. One more minute and we'll begin. Hi Ritu. Hi Sneha. Good evening everybody. Good evening. It's an absolute pleasure having you all here. Hi Nanta. Okay, I think that's a minute is up. If people are joining in, I'll keep admitting them. Suja, let's begin.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's IB EdChat on implementing solo taxonomy. Today with us, we have Ms. Tanu. Ms. Tanu has been a PYP facilitator for past 8 years. Currently, she is facilitating PYP 4 at the Indian Public School, Erode, Tamil Nadu. Next with us, we have Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua was a PYP facilitator for a year. Currently, he's the MYP Science Facilitator at Ella Green School, Tamil Nadu. We have Ms. Abhishri with us. She is in the field of IB for past 5 years. She has been a PYP facilitator and a leader. Currently, she is an academic consultant and a coach. I am Ms. Suja Doylin. I am a PYP 3 facilitator at Global School, Aurangabad. I request Ms. Abhishri to extract of today's IB chat.
Hi Suja, thank you for that lovely welcome and it's lovely to be here. So just a couple of starting points, that this is an IB EdChat discussion. It's not a workshop like Lenny keeps mentioning. It is a discussion platform. So we are all here to share perspectives, build shared understandings, and grow together. So nothing that we say here is the way to do it. It's all our interpretation. And I invite you all to be very active and share during this. Solo taxonomy is something that has been introduced in the enhanced PYP. So please feel free to join into all the discussions that will make the chat so much more effective. Now, this chat is a little different from the ones that we had before. It is split into two sessions. The first session is today, and the next session is day after. If you see the IB at Chat website, Ms. Lenny has updated this. The reason why we are doing it this way is we're going to have like an activity rather than just talking about what is solo. According to what people asked for in the survey, we are going to actually live the process. So we're going to try out creating solo on our own, which we'll be doing at the end of today's discussion. You will get to know more about it at that time. That is the reason for the second part and the second session, which will happen day after tomorrow at the same time. So with that, no further ado, last two things is to communicate with all of us, please use the chat function, and also you can unmute yourselves and contribute live as well. If you have any questions or any queries, you can always message me or Ms. Suja or just the public platform as well. Thank you all so much. So excited for the session today. Thank you for joining in. Over to you, Ms. Tanu.
Okay, happy afternoon, everybody. Happy morning, happy evening in whichever part of the world you are in. So yes, we are here back with implementing solo taxonomy. The word solo, the full form, it's an abbreviation SOLO, which means structure of the observed learning outcomes. So before we begin, I just want to know from the audience, from the people we are here, what do you mean by solo? What exactly, please, I want you to share your understanding, or you can write in the chat also, like what according to you is solo?
The platform's open to you all. You can maybe raise your hands, and on the, there's a raise hand feature, and so that the discussion does not become too, disorganized, I'll point out the name. You can do that. Anyone who wants to contribute, please feel free and jump in. What is solo? What is our current understanding of solo?
Someone just has typed solo means individual.
Yes. Yeah. Sumarai sir has raised his hand. Yes, Mr. Sumarai, can you share your understanding of what is solo?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening. Solo, it means, you guys know I am a dance teacher. For me, solo, it means individual. Just now, Joshua sir said that solo is individual.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I have another point from Gordana, who says, I'm new to solo, so I go with the definition of alone. Someone says, the MIP coordinator, who says structure of learning. Another person says, a student's learning journey, giving it structure. Okay, thank you for all those interesting ideas. Anyone else would like to contribute?
Yes, I'm Lara here. Hello?
Please go ahead, Ms. Lara.
In the beginning, in the days before solo, we used to use the Bloom's taxonomy, and in the Bloom's taxonomy, we used to address the lower end learning thinking order to the higher end learning thinking order.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was so we used jargon which had action verbs in the beginning of a learning outcome. For example, students will be able to list. So list the various say names or the definitions available, or the authors in a particular genre. List. Then it would be describe, explain, etc. Now from Bloom's taxonomy, we've moved to solo taxonomy, where the agenda for us in our as educators, you see the stress is on the word observed.
Okay.
So it's not just about the teacher framing objectives for the child, but it's more focused on whether the child has demonstrated So whether there's an observation of the child's learning. So it's more based on the evidence management of our whole learning system. So we use this in our lesson plans and also in our classrooms, and we find it's so fulfilling that when a teacher says that the child will be able to in the beginning when she's planning, and then actually see the child delivering. So that is so fulfilling.
Wonderful. Thank
Wow.
you so much for
Thank
that
you.
Yes.
very specific and elaborate description of your thought. Thank you so much for contributing that. Yes. Anybody else? So I see some very interesting, answers in the chat as well. After that, so it is classification of learning outcomes. It is about deducing students' vertical learning journey. So it's about the journey, which I linked to what Ms. Lara said. She said it's about observing. So that is definitely linked. And then one more, Mr. Jayaprakash says it's a model of extending levels of increased complexity in students' understanding. And there's a question from Ms. Rona. Is it giving structure to the learning outcomes? Well, that's a lot of thoughts. Over to you, Ms. Tanvi.
All right. Exactly. Such a beautiful discussion. And thank you, Ms. Lara, for making it so clean, so neat, and so nice. Exactly. Structure of solo, it's like observe learning outcomes. It is like you see the learner moving from, the levels of complexity they develop in whatever topics or concept they're mastering. So you'll see them moving from the lower level to the higher beautifully in a more systematic and in a more better way. So as you can see on the flashed one, like a systematic way of describing how the performance grows in complexity while mastering their tasks.
Okay. We just saw what taxonomy means. Okay, we just saw the description for solo taxonomy. Right now, I would like to invite each of you. The LOs that you see in front of you, these are LOs from a unit called the human body. So I would like to invite you to rearrange these LOs in a way of increasing complexity, so that we will have a small discussion on how you, in a way of increasing complexity.
Joshua,
Let's have a small
losing you in between. We are losing you in between, Joshua. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. So let's rearrange these LOs in an increasing order of complexity. Feel free to put it up, mention the colors, or mention the first name in the chat box, so that we know what's the order that you would like to do it.
Yeah. So invite you all to engage with the chat box for a minute and just put it in increasing order. We would need it as one message so that we know what is the order in which you want to map it. And we'll invite a few people to share why did you map it out that way, so that we can wrap our heads around how the complexity, increasing structure of complexity goes. Okay, we have some responses. Ms. Kirtida says green, pink, light blue, purple, and orange. Ms. Kirtida, would you like to explain your thinking? Why would you put it that way? Yes.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'm going to go to the other room because my husband's having a meeting as well. So.
Oh, no worries.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So according to me, I have arranged it as per the level of complexity in the task. So for example, identification is just identification. So it's more on a knowledge level, just the content knowledge level. Then so I'm using Bloom's taxonomy to kind of put this together. So first I started with identifying different organs of the body, which is form, then form and knowledge. Then describing and explanation is the comprehension part, which comes to function. If you do the PY, if we go according to the PYP key concepts, then I went to different organs come together. So this is analysis or synthesis. This would be part of that. and then the comparing and contrast, and then the predict and the impact of failure of an organ on the body, because this requires a little more higher order thinking than just identifying an organ, because you need to kind of think about what would happen if, say, my kidney stops working, and then kind of go back to whatever they already know, and then go back to the systems they know, and then try to figure out what was the function of the system. So it takes care of the whole thing that comes above the prediction part.
Yeah, that's a very interesting perspective that you chose to put that in the end. This just goes to show that everybody thinks differently, and as long as we have a reasoning, that every form of thinking is accepted. One more person who can come in and say there's somebody named okay, I saw Miss Shalini's Shalini Ishwardas, her reflection as well. Can you share yours? Why did you feel that that's the order, Ms. Shalini?
Yes. So, of course, as I think Kirtina mentioned, that identifying is the first step, and then you move on to kind of describe each body function. And later on, when you are kind of connecting those ideas, you start comparing and contrasting those different systems as well. And with that understanding, you're able to predict the impact of a failure of an organ. But I think with those four, let's say, learning outcomes, or with those four ideas, you kind of connect it to the larger concept or the bigger idea that all these organs come together and they form a system, and that's what we humans are.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. The last, person we would like to get in perspective from is someone named MIP coordinator. Can you please go ahead and explain your thought, and we'll switch on to the next concept after that. The person who's named as MYP coordinator, I'm not sure what your name is. Okay. Are you able to join us, sir or ma'am? Okay. So then maybe let's move ahead. Thank you for sharing those interesting.
Hello.
Yes. Be able to hear you now?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are able to hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I feel predicting should come the last because they should be able to transfer knowledge. Okay, for predicting something, they should get that needs the highest level of thinking.
Okay. So you're saying that you feel that that's the highest level of thinking. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for that. So something that I saw in common amongst all the three explanations were everybody's the reason why people gave the order that they gave in their own way is because the last one requires them to transfer understanding in some way or the other. So that was common, no matter what learning objective you put there, but the expectation was to transfer understanding. Let's see if that's what this is all about. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for the wonderful discussion that we just had. Okay. Let's go on. There's an image that you can see on the screen. Just look at this image and tell me, what do you see? What do you think, or what do you wonder this image would be?
Yeah. So we're just going to do a small little thinking routine here. So this is an image. I'm sure you've all seen it. But let's just dip our hands into our prior knowledge. What do you see? What do you think? What do you wonder? You can message on the chat as well as unmute yourselves and talk as well. Just raise your hand and I'll call out on your name.
Yeah. Feel free to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Sudhanya. Yes. We can't hear you, Miss Sudhanya. Sorry. No, we're not able to hear you. Maybe you can just fix your sound system. You just need to connect to the audio. In the meanwhile, can we have someone else sharing? Yeah. Anybody else who wants to share?
Yeah, hi. This is Sirisha from Bangalore.
Please go ahead.
By seeing the picture like a layman, like I can say about the picture solo one means the learner has no understanding at all.
Okay.
Okay, by seeing the picture solo two, uh, the student or the learner has one component or one element where he or she understands. Uh, then the picture solo 3 has like there are many points of understanding, and solo 4 is it is the connection of the understanding the learner is making.
Okay.
And the last one is taking the connections to further away, like to a research level or something. This is my understanding.
Okay, that's definitely very interesting. Anybody would like to add on to that or modify that point or say something different, contrast that? Thank you for sharing your transmission.
Abhishek ma'am?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think these are the different levels. They are increasing from simple to complex.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because in for solo one there is only one circle is there. Okay. Solo 2 is a vertical line. It's a bit complex. Okay, and solo 3 is more complex. So in this way, the complexity is increasing. I think so.
Okay, increasing complexity. Thank you for sharing that. That is definitely connected to what Ms. Sirisha said as well. Yeah, there are some interesting conversations going on in the chat as well. Please do feel free to look at it. I see something like building blocks. A wondering that I see there is, what do I want to build at the end? That's an interesting wondering to have. Yes.
Okay, that's a very good.
Yeah. What do I want to build in the end? Anyone else has any other wondering? Because what we would do is we would try to build our discussion around that. Anyone else?
Hi, hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is Sneha from Hyderabad.
Okay.
By seeing this picture, I can understand that as now new academic year is going to start, this is the first stage of the student.
Okay.
Through which we have to give them someone like solo one, then slowly we will end up to the next year end, so that we are giving them the intelligence what they have to learn in that age. Slowly like for one phrase, then in 3 more than 4, little bit more, slowly we'll give them how to understand.
Okay. That's that's a good personal connection, a very contextual connection that you have made. Thank you for giving that perspective.
Thank you.
So let's just dive in then. Let's just dive in into the very first stage, and let's explore what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right. So you have the first stage. So we had this wonderful discussion where people have really just, using those image of this, have tried to make them understand as to how solo looks like, or for them, how it looks like, how it is structured with growing complexity. So let's see what is the first stage of solo. The first stage of solo is solo, which is called as the pre-structural stage. The name itself, I think most of you must be making understand that pre-structural stage is where you don't have any structures. It is a place where you don't understand, or you are at the level where you don't know any relevant information about the particular concept you're diving into or you're dealing with right now, or you have missed an important relevant point to discuss, so which makes you come under this particular stage. So basically, this is a stage where you have almost like no relevant understanding or not good understanding to go deeper or go into the inquiry as such. So I guess this is the pre-structural stage, which is usually described by the verbs. If you see around, probably it will be like, you have a misunderstanding, or you do not have any kind of relevant knowledge. So you are at this particular stage where you don't have any knowledge about a particular concept you're dealing with. So you can see failed, unsuccessful. All these are the verbs which makes you understand that students, not only for the teachers, but also for the students, but make them understand that where do they stand in this particular journey of their learning.
Okay. Moving on to the second stage of solo. The second stage of solo is called the unistructural level. we just saw what the pre-structural stage is. If the pre-structural stage is where the student does not have a connection or an understanding of the particular topic, what do you think the unistructural level would be? Let's just have a small discussion maybe on the chat box, or feel free to unmute yourself and just share what you think the unistructural level would be.
Can I speak?
Yes,
please.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think unistructural level would be more of a one point idea or a one point of understanding, where the student is basically looking at the concept only in a rigid way of just looking at it in his own knowledge level. So that would be more of a one point level of understanding, I would say.
Okay.
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 Anyone else?
Anybody else?
Okay, someone I shared, I just have one block to my entire building. Okay, that sounds interesting. Good connecting it to a building.
Yeah, the student gets an idea from where to start now, from failure to the first step towards success.
Okay, the student has an idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
So the
a starting
application will begin from now.
Okay.
So he gets into the structural mode of doing.
Okay, so what I see.
Okay,
is
thank
that
you, ma'am.
Chaitanya- Yes, sorry. I think there's a lag, and I'm trying to fill up the silence, and Mr. Joshua. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Okay. Someone else has also mentioned saying one idea and prior knowledge. That's very nice for you to say about the prior knowledge that a student has. Let's see what unistructural level means. The unistructural level says that the student has one single aspect or a concept and is able to make one connect topic that we are talking about. Okay, it can be a very simple form, or is able to identify or name it. So the solo verbs that we use here is list, name, memorize, define, identify. Let's see what the next stage of the solo looks like.
All right, the next stage of the solo is, I guess it is the multi-structural stage. Now, as we have discussed what is pre-structural stage and what is unistructural stage, I think let's see now, everybody, you can just share in your thoughts, you can write in your chat box, like what according to you would be now multi-structural stage. What do you mean, what would be the multi-structural stage? What will you see the students understanding in this particular stage? Anybody, any responses?
So multi-structural, what do you all think that could be? How do you think it's different from the previous level? And just what's playing on your mind when you see multi-structural? So I see the chat has become active. It says to be able to make connections. So another connections response, several aspects, says Miss Sabina. Miss Nanta says, student has some understanding of this topic. Ms. Namrata says, beginning to make connections between various ideas, but not able to explain. Okay. Understanding on multiple levels. Wow. Anyone wants to share live? Do you want to add an example maybe? Anyone can think of any examples of what could be a multi-structural stage?
Please unmute yourself and you can just give
Yes,
out.
yes. Please go ahead and just be risk takers and just jump in and maybe just give an example. Because the more the discussion, we can clarify so many things, thoughts for us. Okay, not feeling like it at the moment, no worries. So let's
okay, fine. Okay, fine. But from the chat, what I see is like multi-structural is building on the further understanding. So this is also quite interesting, able to describe into deeper understanding. So you're getting those few words, those key words when it comes to multi-structural. The is multi means, you have multiple knowledge, or you have gained multiple aspects or multiple ideas about several aspects of the concept you're dealing with, but you're still at the disconnected level. You're still not, connected those things, but you have gained those knowledge, or you have gained those aspects or ideas, but you're still not structured it properly. But you have all the ideas in place. So you have gathered ideas. So this is like you have just, so you can describe things, you can list down a lot of things, you can define a lot of things, you can do a lot of algorithms together with the rules and all, but then there is no basic connection between your ideas. You have multiple things you have, but you still have to get connected to use it. So that, right, so this is stage here, we are still in that surface level of understanding.
Okay, sorry, that was
No worries. So to summarize the multi-structural level, from all the conversations that I see happening in the in the chat there, something to do with connection, something to do with multiple levels, being able to give examples, and that's what I'm seeing arrive out of this stage. Moving ahead.
Okay. Now we have seen the first three levels of the solo taxonomy. We saw the pre-structural stage, unistructural, and multi-structural. So the stage 4 in solo taxonomy is called as the relational level. Okay, so we've seen how the pre-structural, the structural, unistructural, the multi-structural works. And now when you talk about relational level, I would like to hear what you have to say about what relational level means, or based on the diagram, you could just put up your thoughts on that.
May I say something here?
Yes, Ms. Meena.
Yeah, so from the solo 3, where the child was able to describe, define, he had a lot of ideas, he was not able to take it together as a single algorithm. Now it is a single algorithm. He can make the connection. He can put the relation of the knowledge between the two connects, between the two concepts. So this becomes a little more structured, because the two arrows, if you look at the bars, you've got them connected in the diagram. So that means now those particular solo structures are coming together to make a strong foundation of knowledge, some concept, some relationship, and the learning now becomes probably like we do some IDU. So there is a cross-disciplinary learning. So that is going to happen now.
Basically, students are able to link together.
Yeah, same. I would like to say, when we are talking about the organ systems, so once we learned all the organ systems, we compare and how they are connected to each other. So forming connections and finding relations.
I have something to say.
Connections and finding relations. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Yeah. So
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Sir,
Yes.
I think in relation, student can apply, plan, and describe.
Okay, can apply, plan, and describe.
Can I add on something to that?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So basically, I think a relational level is basically when there's an overarching concept that we're trying to achieve. It is basically the understanding of the sub-concepts, and understanding the differences between them, and then making a relation between them. So it wouldn't just be connecting them, in the basic level, but it is to do with deeper understanding and trying to connect all these sub-concepts to get a better understanding of what the actual larger concept is. So it is more of a process of understanding the bigger concept.
Okay. That's quite interesting. Before we move on, I think there are questions, and when we have questions in our head, it's hard to move on with the next thing. Two people had asked this question. Can we give examples of what is the do an algorithm? What do we mean? Ms. Tanu, I know you have used this in your classroom.
Yes. So do an algorithm is basically, you algorithm like are the rules and everything. So you are able to follow the rules in a separate pattern, but then you basically don't understand the relationship or apply part of it. So you're just solving it given to you. So only when you move on to the relationship stage, you're able to understand and probably at time make your own rules also. It's basically what is algorithmic doing it. It's just following the process given at that stage. You're just doing the process. It's basically what that means over there. This is my understanding, I guess.
Joshua, if I could give an example.
Yes, please go ahead.
In the PYP, if we were supposed to use a relational level, then the compare and contrast Venn diagram would be used in the PYP, where we're comparing and contrasting two systems of the body. So if I'm taking two systems, say the circulatory system and the excretory system, so probably I would use the Venn diagram and uh, get the children curious about comparing and contrasting two systems after independent study. So a relational activity.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. The question was also around, if I'm not wrong, the do algorithm level was in the multi-structural level. Thank you for that, for making that connection beautifully to the relational level, ma'am. Does anybody want to add on to the do algorithm part? What does it mean to do an algorithm in a multi-structural level? Anyone has any examples? Anyone trying out solo?
Hi, Abhishri. I'd like to give an example related to math.
Yes, please go ahead, Ms. Murali.
That just makes it more clear to me, maybe.
Yeah.
So, for example, a grade 4 or 5 kid will learn about, fractions. They will learn about proper fractions, improper fractions. They will learn about decimals. They will learn about percentages. So, at maybe a grade 2, like solo 2 or solo 3 level, they will identify all these things as separate topics. They will not be able to make connections. Fractions are fractions, decimals are decimals. But when I go start making connections, I realize that decimals are actually some kind of a special fraction. Percentages are actually some kind of a special fraction. So I try to make connections between. Then I realize that okay, decimals and percentages can also be linked together.
Okay.
So now I'm making connections on multiple levels. Although basically I know all about them.
Okay.
Questions regarding these things become very easy for me once I realize the connections between them. So now I can add and subtract fractions, decimals, and percentages much more easily.
Right. So what I see emerging out of that is they are able to use maybe 2 or 3 concepts to apply it at the same time, probably some amount of that, but they can do it in a very systematic manner when given a structure. Is what I'm hearing from
I
it.
now understand the underlying connections between them.
Okay, that's an interesting thought. Thank you for contributing that. Yes, if we can go, if that answered the question. If not, please put it up on the chat again. Yes, Ms. Tanvi, go ahead.
Okay. It could be like a comparison level also, like solo 4, like relational level can also be called as the comparison level. Like student can compare between them that what understanding I have within this topic in the class.
Okay.
I guess it is, yes, you can do it. It's like solo taxonomy doesn't only limit to the unit planning or unit. It can go to your own classrooms and your own understanding. Even the culture and the environment of the classroom can also be done. So it is basically the solo verbs helps you or guide you in understanding in your mind, what kind of skill levels or you want to apply back in your. So it doesn't only for, it is not, I guess it is not only for your unit plan which you want to see. It is also for inside for developing a culture inside the classroom. Also, you can see, I think the one who was just asked on for that comparing, yes, you can definitely do that. That is also part of the solo. If you want to structure it that way in your classroom, that is also perfectly fine. It is like how you do it, how you use it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Very sorry, I got disconnected in between.
No worries.
Yeah, so I am not sure where we are at.
We're still at the relational level. We're just discussing. So we were still talking about algorithm. We were still talking about.
Okay.
Still delving into this. Yes, you've not lost out on anything. Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. Okay. So the relational level is talking about. Excuse me so well. Excuse me. Okay. So the relational level talks about the student has several ideas or several aspects or several concepts that the student knows about. Now the student is able to make a connection between the various concepts that they have just learned or various concepts that they have already learned. So it's a point where they are able to connect, compare, relate. Okay, usually also it falls into, we have seen a little bit about cause and effect. At this relational level, they are able to tell, okay, the effect of this because of this cause. The causal and effect relationship also comes here in the relational level. A few verbs that would be used is analyze, explain, integrate, relate, apply, compare, and contrast.
So I also see a DP perspective there. Ms. Shilpa says in DP these are command terms which are used in criteria. Thank you for bringing up that perspective, Ms. Shilpa. In session 2, we are also going to definitely explore about the MYP DP connections as well. So hope you're able to join in on that one as well. Yeah. Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Let's move on to Solo 5.
All right, let's move on to the Solo 5, which is the last stage. Now, after having the relationship, now we have found out the information, we have collected, we have the relationship stage. So what would be the extended abstract? Now, what do you think students will be really, is going on to do in that extended abstract? I guess, so I want you to know, right? Okay, fine. Now we have got the idea, we have related it. So why do we require extended abstract? Or what, according to you, will be extended abstract level? What do you would really want to see students really doing in the extended abstract? What will be visible? So what, what will be the verbs you want to see them doing it? That makes you understand that.
Their own understanding.
I would also invite you to think about how is it different from the previous level, because already there have been a lot of talks around application. So if we could think a little deeper about, how is this different from the level 4, and and what is the extended abstract level as well? Yeah. Any ideas? So I see.
Can I speak?
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, so basically I think it is further than an application level where the student thinks about what more or what further can be done with this concept of understanding. Application doesn't necessarily have to be to do with only with the academics or with what is happening in the school. But I think it is taking the concept further into real life scenario and extending it and applying it there. So I think that's what is my understanding in the extended abstract level.
Okay.
That's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Anybody else?
Oh, I like one that I like. I see one that I like. Shivani says, we call it action in the PYP. Okay. Miss Kimberly also says that what they have learned can be applied now to new learning or concepts of their own. So it can be transferred across concepts as well. And generalizing is another word that I see. Anyone else wants to say something?
Reflection level, like also like what we taught the student after 1 week, we can ask the reflection also what they want to reflect, which topic, what they understood from the given topic. Could be. I'm not sure about this.
Of course. Could it also be reflection is a question. The extended abstract.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And we have seen a lot of people like evaluate, justify, and a lot of people are answering back in the chat also. This is quite interesting to read.
I also
so anybody else?
Where innovation happens. Apparently, extended abstract level is where innovation happens. What a brand's way of putting that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's creation of new knowledge leading to.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Such interesting thoughts. Yes. Please go ahead.
Okay. So basically, extended abstract is the last level. We want them to really basically transfer the knowledge, whatever they have gained, the knowledge. It's basically they are able to generalize, as you all so many people say, or they have written also. They're able to apply, create. So all those things require transfer of ideas to the new areas. So need not be, because since we are like transdisciplinary, here comes the actual picture where you see extended abstract. So when you see transdisciplinariness, this is the stage where we really rely on, or we want them the importance of it. So where you have the people, we want our students to come to this particular stage to see the beauty of what it is, what the inquiry looks like or feels like or sounds like. So this is the stage where we actually see the real transfer happening. So we want them to hypothesize or generalize or theorize or predict a lot of things or create a new thing or reflect on their old things and remodel the structures. So this is the, I think the learning outcome, this is the benchmark or the exemplar we want to set the students to think to that level. So extended abstract is where we want them, the students, to reach to. So we want them to reflect, evaluate, theorize, hypothesize. This is the level this is the way we want to do it, and when students have to reach. And this is our learning outcome, is where we begin our planning from backward. This is our standards and we go backward, and then students have to reach to this particular level.
Okay. We have now seen all the levels of solo, starting from solo 1 to solo 5. I would just like to take you all back to the beginning of today's session, where we had LOs from the human body system unit. Okay, so now right now we're going to look at those LOs, and now on our understanding of the solo levels or solos 1 to 5. Now, how would we rearrange these LOs? Just put it up on the chat or unmute yourself and you can talk about it, and or you can give your explanation about it.
Oh, yes. So we'll have to think about all the solo levels now. You've already done this once before. See if your thoughts have shifted around in some way. Has your thinking changed after you, we actually together read what each level meant?
Before doing this, I have a problem like in pre, like solo 1 pre and then uni. What is the difference between the pre and structure level and the unique structure level?
Structure level.
Very interesting question. That we had. A lengthy discussion that we had.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think, okay, fine. Yes, Joshua, continue if you want.
Yeah, I would say that's a very good question. I think Ms. Tanu will be explaining it in a couple of minutes. So let's just hold on to your question, and once this discussion is done, we'll move on to that question.
Yeah. So we'll definitely come back to that question, Ms. Neha.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
Can I answer this question?
Yes,
yeah, sure, ma'am.
In fact, after the presentation, I'd like to rearrange it like the way when we did it in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to put predict first, because predict is so unknown, and predict the impact of failure of an organ on the body, and because that's unknown, and then identify the different parts would be the second. Then would be describe, explain the function of each body as a third level.
Mm-hmm.
Then the relational would be compare and contrast.
Okay.
And the last understanding, that is the highest form, would be different organs actually come together to form a particular system. So so from predict to actually a higher order understanding that all organs are actually interconnected, and if there is one organ that has failed, maybe the others are all connected, interconnected to that. So
that is a very, very interesting perspective, and I must say, though we had a very lengthy conversation about this did not come up in our discussion. Ms. Lorana has gone ahead and added to your thought, saying predicting first will definitely generate a lot of discussion. So there is there's no right or wrong, it's just predict. And that's such an interesting thought to have. Some people I noticed have put predict at the end. MYP coordinator, Erin Fox, and Miss Anita. And any one of you would like to talk? And Mr. Aman has raised his hand. I'll come back to you after this class. Any one of you, Miss Anita, Miss Erin, the MYP coordinator, any one of you want to say why you have put predict at the end?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, predict basically needs a very different level of understanding, because they should be able to hypothesize. They have to really predict. right? And they should thoroughly know the interconnection between the organs as well. So that relation, if they do not know how they are all connected, they will not be able to predict, right? Because you say predict the impact of failure of an organ on the body. So unless they know the interconnection between all the organs and they know the working or the function of each and every organ, they will not be able to predict. So I think that in that sense, predict should be the highest level of understanding or the much deeper level of understanding.
Yeah.
May I, what I understand from predict is that she wants to, may I?
Yes, ma'am, continue. Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
continue.
Yep. Predict, she's maybe thinking that we need to be a critical thinker as well as a creative thinker. So we have to analyze our actions. If we take this action, what will be the consequences? So this is what you want to say by predicting, ma'am?
Yes. Was the question to me?
Yeah, see what you said, that predict comes last, because I feel sometimes we predict the consequences. So when we are predicting the consequences or the effect, we need to be a critical thinker as well as a creative thinker.
Yes.
So ultimately, whenever we teach something, we teach in such a manner that the student or the learner becomes a creative thinker, critical thinker, and is responsible of his actions. So he has to predict. He has to predict the consequences of his actions. Am I right?
Yes, I know, because creativity also comes in there, right? So creation of new knowledge and transfer of knowledge. So that way, if we look at the evolution or the structure of knowledge that we just now discussed, so prediction should be the last level or the highest
Can
level.
be last, yes.
Yes,
Because
that way, but there are different ways of looking at it. I mean, absolutely.
actually, I feel yes, everything has a reason. As she said, as long as we have a reason, we can go ahead in whatever way we teach. So I don't think there is only one way of doing things.
Yes, exactly.
But yes, one thing is for sure, the aim of teaching and aim of learning is final. That means we need our students to be critical thinker as well as creative thinker.
Hello?
Thank you so much.
Can
for
you
the
hear me? Hello?
Yeah, please. Yes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Ms. Loredana. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Loredana, and I teach English, language and literature, and language acquisition. So, I see predict like the what if question that our kids should be asked more often, because it doesn't just provoke this creative thinking, but a much deeper thinking, even in young learners. So the predict verb action could actually become your starting point in a unit where you see your kids move from something that they are not in, it's not in their comfort zone, but takes them to a level that they might not even be aware that they can do, that they can reach. And then when you finish the unit, you can go back and revisit the predictions and turn the prediction into a much higher level of thinking. But I will never leave predict as a last point in type of thinking in a kid, because it's sometimes the structure overlaps and you can't just follow 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you have to go from 3 to 1 and then 4 to see where the kids take you and actually follow their thinking, so that you can see where their brain is, so that you can follow their thinking and provoke their brain. Not because it's a young child or a young learner, we limit their thinking by just giving them a set structure that would just limit their possibility of expanding, of speculating and thinking of what happened if, which is the important question that I think. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Can I add on something?
Yes,
Can
yes,
I say
please.
something?
Please go ahead.
If we have identified, the first one for me is identify still. Like if we have identified what learner wants, and then we have described him, like this is the thing and then we compare, and then wholesome is different organ together to form a system. Why we need predict? Because if we know something like to what I know identified everything, we don't need this predict point.
Very interesting. Would anybody like to pick up that and answer that?
Yes, I would like to actually answer on that. I think predict could, I mean, it's very subjective when it comes to these concepts here which have been put up, and I think predict can be interpreted in many ways. For example, I'm just giving an example. So say for example, we're teaching a theorem
Can you be a little louder?
yeah. So for example, the student has learned a theorem or yeah, let's keep it a theorem, and he has understood the whole concept, he has identified what it is, and he has applied it, and everything has been done. So what next? What further? Could he possibly look at, you know, completely breaking down the theorem and developing a whole new one with the same concept? So that could be his prediction of the same concept but in a different way, and that could again be predict. So we could look at it in any way we want, since it's very subjective.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. So I'm just gonna cut this discussion a little short here because we're gonna right now in the next 2-3 minutes we're gonna split into groups. So these breakout groups would actually be groups that you in which you can exchange your email IDs, and you will have an opportunity to share to design your own solo framework for any particular concept. And we'll meet back day after tomorrow with that framework that your group has created. And I would invite the groups to try out putting predict in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. Let's see if that works out, and let's see how that looks like. So over to you. Yeah, let's move on. Thank you for this amazing discussion.
Yeah, just a small reminder. The LOs right here are LOs made specific to the unit human body. Okay, your LOs would definitely change when you are making it for any other topic. So here, we'll just show you how we have done it in our for the solo. So in the way we have placed these LOs in this particular order.
Okay, so let's take a minute to maybe have a look at it, and since we're running out of time and we are meeting for session 2, maybe we could just take 2 responses, maybe whether you agree with it, you disagree with it, just 2 responses for this discussion. And of course the chat can go on. I can see some brilliant things in the chat, so anyone else can feel free. Mr. Amal, I remember you had raised your hand. Would you like to comment something on this? Okay.
May I say something?
May I say something?
Okay, so I see 2 people, Miss Neha, and who was the other one? Okay. Yes, Miss Neha, go ahead.
According to me, what I can see right now, everything is fine. I don't want the last predict option in this.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, first of all, in the previous thing, I kept the identify different organs the body as a first point. But according to this picture, different organs come together to the form a system is the first point. And then we can identify the problem. These all like fine with it. I'm fine with what it's written. Still, I don't want this predict in the last.
Okay.
I don't need this. I don't know why, but I don't need it.
Okay.
Can
I comment on this?
Yes.
Yeah, please. I want to know that I'm right or wrong. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. The way I look at it is, if you cannot predict what happens if an organ fails, you will never be a good doctor, right? Because if you cannot predict, then you will not be able to identify which organ is not working. For a medical practitioner, because that is the highest level of knowledge that is needed in a medical field. Because I'm associating with that because we are talking about the body systems here. So that's why I'm associating, and that is a very good doctor who immediately look at the patient itself what is not working, right? So that needs a lot of expertise, or that needs a deeper understanding. Don't you think so? I mean, that way, if you look at it, that needs the highest level of thinking.
But they're two different verbs. Predict and diagnose. They are two different verbs. Diagnose is a higher end thinking order verb, whereas predict is really unknown, and so even I feel it should go to the very beginning.
All right.
May I add? Can I say something?
Okay. So I will just say the people who wanted to talk, and definitely we should. I mean, this is a discussion platform. So Miss Subbalakshmi wants to say something. Miss Mrinmay, Miss Shalini, did I leave? And Miss Lordana. So you can, maybe we can have a quick sharing happen from all of you, and if you need to be any slot as well. Yeah.
Thank you. I've been hearing the discussion about prediction. I mean, what I think is, it depends on the child and all. Prediction can be at any level. Sometimes I predict something. I mean, I'm not taking only in the context of these body organs or something. If it's prediction, it could be in stage 2, it could be in stage 1 also, or it could be in solo 4 or 5 also. I feel, I don't really put prediction either at the end or at the beginning. I think it differs child to child, and sometimes it differs context to context, and I feel it can be at any stage. I don't know, I'm right or wrong, but this is
I agree with you, Subbalakshmi, completely.
Predict word itself means a forecast. It's not sure. I'm not sure about that. So
there is that not sure is there for me in the beginning, and as I'm increasing my knowledge, so new questions arise in me. So there is again prediction, and then as I understand that, few more questions come to me. So there is again prediction. So I feel this is what I'm thinking. The prediction is everywhere and every time. That's where only I can go further.
Yeah.
In this
Can I say something? If it's possible.
Yes, Miss Shalini. Yeah.
Yes. So in this context, especially when we're having the discussion about why prediction is so important of the failure of an organ system, I'm just talking about this context. It could actually lead to students thinking about the importance of each organ of their body, and also talk about the responsibility that comes in with it. So probably prediction is just step 1 of it. Later on, when they develop their understanding into really evaluating the, let's say, the importance of each organ system, could be where you're leading them into.
Okay. Okay. So I would just like to come in and just ask a quick question, and then we're going to go into the breakout, because we are now extending the limit, and people will have to leave. Certainly, we can come back to this point in the second session, where we can come back, and after we have experienced creating a framework, we can definitely have a discussion. So the question is, the solo verbs. Of course, there are solo verbs given, but if we have the intention right, do we really have to think about where to place predict? Is a question that I have for all of you. Let's come back and dwell on this question in the next session, right? Because I think there's a lot of interest around this. And yes,
Abhishri, I think this is the beauty of IB, that there is nothing wrong in IB. IB is very flexible. So far as we have proper reasoning for our understanding that we are explaining, I think everything is perfect. IB respects all perspectives, which is one of the key concepts. And I think whoever is saying, whether it is at the last or at the top, so far as we have proper reasoning for it, we have understanding that we can explain it to other person, I think it's fair enough.
Absolutely.
Abhishri, can I ask you one question? I had something else going on, so I couldn't attend.
Okay.
So are you going to send the recording or something?
Yes. The recording will be put up, and I can see that a lot of people are leaving. So we have a grouping planned for the next session. So if you drop in your email IDs, the recording, the plan for the next session, what has to be done, everything will be shared with you. And those of you who are staying back, we'll be still doing the breakout room. Yeah. So if you have
Okay,
something to catch up,
how do I send you my email ID? Where do I send?
Chat on the
Just
chat,
drop it
ma'am.
on
You
the
can
chat.
send it
Chat box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
But my question is still there.
Okay.
Difference between pre-structure level and unistructure level.
We're going to
Yes,
come back
yes,
to
yes.
that.
Okay, we come back.
Yes, moving
All
on
right.
to that question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Do you always think inquiry starts with the pre-structural stage?
Okay, I think this would, again, this is a food for thought. Let's not answer now.
Yeah.
It will take time. It's not a small topic.
no, it
Neha,
is
may
not.
I try once?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr.
If I do not know what are the organs of the body, how can I predict the impact?
Another question.
Other question is predict.
You understand why it goes last over here now? Does my question answer your question? because see, we all are inquiry teachers, so we have to always pose another question.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely.
So nice.
And that's what we've been doing today.
Yes.
We're posting a lot of questions. Yeah. very
If
nice.
I may, if I may just add a point here.
Yes, ma'am.
We just had one teacher who just said that if we cannot predict what the organ, is going to, what function it performs, how can we even, put it in the beginning? See, the way solo taxonomy is to be used is it's a classroom learning strategy. So you're taking the student from the unknown to the known. So when a teacher is planning her lessons, she uses the predict learning outcome in the beginning based on what is going to be her first provocation activity, or what activity she's. So suppose she shows a dead man as a picture, or there's a role play, and suddenly a child faints in the class as a scenario to begin the lesson. And then you ask children to predict what could have happened, and the children come up with these with their write their suggestions on post-its and put it up on a visible thinking routine. Then you see the predict would be a prior knowledge kind of activity which will drive the inquiry into learning about the systems, and then growing in the solo taxonomy. So we don't expect the learner to predict all the functions in the very beginning of the class. So that's why the teacher uses predict, because it's a very powerful discussion, prior knowledge tool to drive inquiry from the very beginning to make the learning outcomes more what you call tangible by the end of the class, where the child is actually creating, say, a nutrition food a nutrition, say, agenda for making healthy systems work. So his creation of a nutrition chart would be a creation of his understanding of the systems. So the creation would be in the very beginning, not the predicting in the end. The creation would come in the end as his innovative his innovation of his understanding. So that's why predict should come in the beginning, because it's about the teacher, how she's planned to take this lesson forward.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I would just, definitely, Miss Lara, I think a lot of people found your response very helpful. Thank you for that. Thank you for really dropping your pearls of wisdom there. What we are going to do is now just quickly actually go into breakout rooms. I know that we have another slide plan. Joshua, if you can just move to that slide, and I can just explain what we want to do. This is also available on the Padlet, so you can go and access it there. Okay, so you can look at how this is just a sample of how Miss Tanu has done it in her school.
One second. I just want to say that this is how I had done, and I have so much of prediction and so much of talking about the prediction. I just wanted to add that that prediction, when I planned prediction towards the last part, was because I wanted that as a continuation towards, because this was my first line of inquiry, and I was making them delve deeper towards my connection and responsibility, as well as having an interaction for the first line of inquiry, understanding of the function. So that is why my predict, but then after this so beautiful discussion, I can rethink on my learning process. Thank you for so many people, especially Miss Lara, for giving me that, a different perspective, for making me really think with what I have done with my classroom. But this, when I planned, my perspective was, I wanted them to have this complete structure so that I can take them into the connection and responsibility also, which is my perspective for my later part of the inquiry. That is why my predict came there, and I took that predict also as my pre-structural stage for my next two lines of inquiry, which I took it all together. This is how I had planned. This was my reasoning for my planning in my classroom.
Okay. Let's move on to the breakout session.
So what I'm going to do is, as you can, I'm going to break you out randomly. Since we are 55 people and there are some people who have dropped in their email IDs as well, I'm going to do probably around 10 breakouts, because I think that would give you a good number to work with. 10 or 8 maybe, 8 I'll do 8, right? And the purpose of the breakout is so that you can pick one of the concepts shown here on the screen. Maybe in the breakout room, you could exchange your email IDs with each other, right? And maybe also, connect with each other outside, like maybe for WhatsApp, just connect and just try to have one of the concepts and plan a solo framework. The reason why we had this as a part of our session was many of the people who attended the previous session said they want to experience constructing solo. So the only way you can experience it is by trying it out. I know you're all very busy, but just a very rough idea of how any of these concepts, you can pick anything from here or your own. Your group has to agree with it. And what we would do is we would meet back on session 2 with a roughly planned framework. Does that work for you guys? You can just give me a thumbs up if that works for you guys. Does it work for all of you? Yeah, I can see some thumbs up there. Wonderful. So 8 rooms, 6 to 7 participants from per room. Come up with one concept you'd like to work on, and you can work on it, however, and rejoin on the second session. And we are going to see how our experiences went. So meet you in the breakout. Yes, you will have to click on join the breakout room. Yeah. Please click.
Encourage students to develop their own answers.
I can hear somebody talking. Okay, please join the breakout rooms. I see there are still people who have not joined the breakouts. Yes, please go ahead and join the breakout. There must have been a pop-up that appeared. Please join the breakout room, everyone. I can see still some people. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. The last few people, yes, you can join in. You can join in. So Danya, please just click on that. Yeah. Ms. Subbalakshmi, you just have to click on accept. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Last 9 people. Go ahead and click on that accept link and yeah. I see still some people have not joined. Is there any trouble? Can I help you all? Miss Meena, Miss Sabina?
Yeah. Listen, I have not joined because I just came in, no? So I don't know what are you asking and what is it happening.
Okay, you can actually just go into the group that you've been assigned and they'll give you a perspective on that. Just try that out. It's not an issue at all. There's nothing Herculean that we've done, and we'll share the recording also with you. Right? Please go ahead and just join. Even if you just joined, please go ahead and join your breakout rooms. Miss Angela, you can join breakout room. Miss Nanta, Miss Anita, any reason are you not able to join the breakout? Can I help you all out somehow?
I'm not okay. I'll just go back.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Hi, Abhishri. I came back here.
Okay.
First of all, I didn't know about the breakout rooms.
No problem.
Purpose.
No problem. Yeah.
So, and I don't know anything because I just joined because I had something else happening.
No
But I
worries.
really, last time's meeting was fantastic. So I really want to be part of what you did today. I really like the way you conduct and do work. Very, very useful work. So send me the recording so I understand what you have done today.
Yes.
And yeah, something, even if you don't mind, some phone number, so in case sometimes some doubts I can ask you on WhatsApp. I'll not disturb. I'll keep your
No, absolutely, ma'am. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very happy.
but I really like your understanding and the way you're doing stuff. Superb. Very good.
Thank you so much. So I'm just sharing my number so that you can connect. And yeah, do join in the next meeting, and I'm sure it's going to make sense.
I'm going, if you don't mind, I'll continue being here. How long is the meeting going to last?
5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and then we'll all join in back again. So I'm going to now go and just go in between the breakout rooms and help people out. So would that be okay with you all? You can have your own discussion here. Maybe you can catch up here. I don't, you could totally do that.
I don't know anything, so I won't do any catch up. I'll just wait.
No worries. Yeah.
Can I?
Hello.
Hi, Abhishri. I'm not able to join the breakout room. I don't know.
What's happening? Where are you? There are 3 participants here. I mean, other than you, there is somebody called GS.
I'm Srijana here, but I don't know. I've gone there, but I don't find any connection. I don't know. I'm just.
Okay. The person who's named GS. Can you maybe have? Are you here, sir? Or
yes.
Yes. So, Miss Srijana, can you?
Srijana.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move you all into one more room. So maybe I'll move you both into another room. Yeah.
We were there for a few minutes. Then Srijana and Katrina and one more people came. But I was talking. Nobody responded. So and everyone left one by one. So I thought I also more.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Maybe people joined in the end and it didn't work out. I'm just moving you guys to breakout room 1. Yeah. And GS, I can't find you. This breakout room 8, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm moving you to another breakout room as well.
Okay. You're teaching in which school? It's okay if I ask you a question.
Yeah. I'm not teaching currently. I'm a consultant for a school in Udaipur right now. Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of the school?
Crossroads International School.
Okay.
IB school. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Miss Abhishri, you have muted yourself.
Yes, I'm going to just closing in a minute. Okay, so
we have
done.
Collected some mail IDs.
Wonderful, yeah.
And we are going to be.
Yes, and we still have people joining in. The people who have just joined in, I'm not very sure if, how this feels. Were you all there before and you disconnected, or someone's joined brand new right now? Anyone who's joined in brand new? No, okay. Okay, so we're just going to give people a minute to join back in if they want, and if not, anyway, I'm closing the room in a minute.
The chat is just going on and on.
The chat is just. Thank you all so much. Okay, so I'm just going to close all rooms in 60 seconds. So those who are here, were you a part of the breakout, or do you want to discuss, clarify something? We're here to help you out, Ms. Joshua. Till everybody joins in.
I'm sorry, it was not audible.
Sushmi, you had something to say? Oh, that was by mistake.
Okay.
No worries. So we still have people. There's 27 seconds, 26 seconds. So I was unfortunately not able to switch between rooms at all because the internet connection is so unstable. I had to be here, and then I went to one group where only 2 people were there. People around. I'm so sorry that I couldn't join any of them.
Hi, Abhishri.
Yes,
so yeah, so we at the breakout room 2, like quite unanimously agreed to work on stories.
Oh, do I see your there?
No, you will not. You will like, it is difficult, I know, for you to believe, but that idea didn't come from me.
Okay. So in case you guys are wondering, me and Miss Nirmai worked together for a year. I know her really, really well. So yeah, she loves literature. Okay, so we want. Right. So I can see that a lot of participants have left. I hope you have connected with everybody. So please use this one-day break time to touch base with them. And what we would be doing in the second session is we would come back and discuss the process, right? It need not be fixed. We did not have a perfect solo framework in our hands for any particular unit, but just the process, because this is, remember, this is a discussion and not a workshop. So we'll just
okay, like Abhishri, my group, I don't know what we are working on. So how do we work?
Okay. Yeah, I was there in the group. So initially we were trying to decide upon the concept, but then I'm sure they have exchanged your email ID. So what I've told them is they can connect over a Zoom call and then decide upon what they need to work on and then construct.
Okay, so each group is given a topic to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have missed out, so maybe someone from my group will connect. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
One more thing is on Facebook, PYP teachers, let's share ideas. Then we'll talk about this chat. So if for some reason you're not able to connect or give the email ID to us on chat, you can always go there and comment. We would get back to you on that.
Okay. I can see someone writing room 6 and all. I really don't know which room I am in.
No problem, ma'am.
You are in. Can you repeat the PYP group which you mentioned just now?
Yes, PYP teachers, let's share some ideas. If I'm not wrong, that's the name.
Okay.
On Facebook.
On the Facebook, okay. And I've sent you my email ID, so you will be anyway sending the recording.
I'll be mailing all.
And when is the next session?
Day after. I'll do it.
Same time.
Okay. So you send the recording today, so then we'll be able to, at least I will be able to see what is left.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I would let Ms. Suja conclude today's session and hopefully see you all back in session 2. Yes, over to Ms. Suja.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Abhishri. I think today's session was a wonderful session. We had such lovely discussion, such enriching discussion. And I am sure that this discussion is, gonna help us construct the solo taxonomy for the concepts that we have selected. Let's make it a point that we connect over a day's break, we collaborate with each other, learn more, come back with many more questions, many more discussion, and make the second chat also as lovely as it is. I was really happy to be a part of today's chat, a rich learning session. That definitely has changed my way of thinking and my perspective. It was very lovely connecting with you all as always. And thank you so much for being part of today's session.
Thank you all. See
Thank
you
you,
all.
everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you for so much.
Bye.
Such an
Bye.
enriching experience.
We'll hang around here for a couple of minutes till everybody leaves, so that if you have any last minute thoughts, we'll leave. Anyone has any last minute thoughts, or else feel free to say bye bye and we can leave the room. Twice. Thank you, Ms. Lara. I see Ms. Lara still here. Thank you. Please, Sindhu, connect with us and do try to be a part of the second session. We loved your inputs, Ms. Lara.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Last few people. I'm going to first save the chat because the chat room exploded. Bye-bye, you all. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Any questions from anybody? Otherwise, I'll end the meeting.
Just a minute. I'm collecting someone's mail ID.
You're still collecting some information?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Hi, Suman James here.
Hi, Ms. Suman. Tell me.
Yeah. Sorry, I joined late and then I missed the entire session.
No
The
problem.
last 5 minutes I could be able to join. I missed it. I wanted to join this, and how can I get
So
the recording?
So how this works is I'll be sharing the recording with Miss Lenny, who will be then putting it up on the IB Chat website as well, and we'll be uploading it to the YouTube as well. So you can.
Okay. Hopefully it is. Yeah. Can you please send it in the WhatsApp group also?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, Suman,
And,
kindly give the mail ID on the chat.
The mail ID.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that we can.
Yeah, it is sumanjames821@gmail.com.
You've already given it. So whoever has given the mail ID will get it from our end. Yeah.
Mr. Joshua has sent my mail also to you, so that you can send it to me.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, there are others still hanging around. Any particular thing that you want us to address?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And wait for the recording. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm going to put.
Abhishek ma'am,
Yes, Sumarai
just
sir, please tell us.
all of your team, I really want to say thank you.
Thank you.
It was a really wonderful experience for me, and it was really good. This.
Sir, did you get to choose the dance unit or something? If you want to try it for dance.
That's what he is trying.
I was deliberately, I was forcing for that thing, but Joshua sir, he said that we'll think over it.
Yeah, we will still connect, sir. We will still connect.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And sir, why don't you just go and comment on that Facebook post also? Anyone wants to interested in doing a solo over dance? Okay,
Yeah.
Ms. Suja is already there, so.
Count me in, Sumarai sir, count me in.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, Abhishek ma'am, can you tell me the details of that Facebook group?
Yes, it's called PYP Teachers. Let's share some ideas.
PYP teacher, let's share some ideas.
Ideas, yes. Something.
Okay.
Ideas, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Chalo, bye. Bye.
Yes, Miss Karen, Vinny, Miss Vinny, Miss Angela, Miss Chitra, anything you want to discuss with us? Okay, if not, I'm just gonna assume yes. Okay, Miss Karen, do you want to say something? Okay, I'm not able to hear you. Okay, choose. Yeah, I'm gonna put the others in the waiting room.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Miss Chitra, please go ahead.
Yeah, I couldn't attend the meeting, so I was late. So I just want to have the record of the webinar. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye, Miss Chitra.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
Hey, hi. How do I find out who are in my breakout room? It's me, Mrunmay.
Miss Mridmay.
I think there was no sufficient time for people to effectively exchange their mail IDs. Similar problem I faced in my group. There were problems that they were not able to see the other participants and they were not able to send their email IDs to chat. So by the time we figured out all of that, it was, we were back in the normal, like the whole group session.
That's really weird because I hadn't set any chat like that.
No, when they tried sending email IDs, it was going to the main session chat. Yes, I think only one person was able to send across her mail ID to everyone through personal chat. I think group one, they have no means of collaborating. Like I know that they have not exchanged their.
I hope then that they have dropped in their mail IDs. Miss Vidhi?
No, I guess no. With my group, I think we were like 5 people, and we did exchange our mail IDs, and we have our mail IDs with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we did do that. So
you were able to do that?
Yes, we were able to do that. I was able to.
Yeah, in my group, in the group 2, I asked all of them to put their mail IDs in the chat box. So all those messages, do they pool into the main chat box? Or is there like a different chat box for the breakout room?
No, it was the main chat box.